up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Insta-Gahhhbage. Now, I don't know who's more confused at this point. Bello watching me do that squat, thinking I hit a new PI, or Joel Seedman teaching that form variation of the squat, thinking that it's actually going to be beneficial in helping you on your fitness journey. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll post a link down in the info section below so you guys can watch the video for yourself. But we've talked about Joel Seedman on this channel before. I mean, he creates a lot of really interesting content for Instagram. I mean, some of it does look pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie, but the majority of it to me just seems like you're trying too hard to figure out creative ways to eliminate muscle imbalances. And therein lies my confusion when he teaches this variation of the squat. I mean, this guy is basically the king of creating all these wonky exercises for his athletes and his clients to do, for at least from what I can tell, with the intent of eliminating muscle imbalances and weaknesses. And then he comes out with these videos, and he's been teaching this for a long time now, and he has like 101 reasons why you should squat hitting only a 90-degree angle with your knees, teaches us all the time. It doesn't make sense to me why he would want to create so much weakness and imbalances in the body by only squatting to that 90-degree angle in the knees. So let's watch the video real quick, okay? So it starts out with him saying stop going past 90 degrees on squats, and then optimal squat form equals 90-degree joint angles. So you can see he's not even going to 90 degrees like to the ground. He's not even hitting parallel, breaking parallel. It's literally just where the knee is, creating a 90-degree angle right there. And then it says, science confirms it's best for strength, size, joints, power, and sports. And then he says 12 squat truths below, dozens of scientific references. So you guys can click the link and you can open up the Instagram and you can read all 12 of the reasons he has down there, the 12 squat truths. I'm going to read a couple of them because this is why this is on Insta-Gahhhbage, all right? Number 9, sloppy and faulty mechanics such as lack of sitting back and into the hips, flared toes, and lack of full body tension will likely require the individual to reach excessive depth to have any semblance of muscle activation. So basically what he's saying is, if you don't know how to squat correctly, you're not really going to activate your muscles the right way or effectively, and it could possibly lead to an injury because you could be squatting heavy weight, don't have control over that weight, and end up getting hurt. And that doesn't make sense. For someone who's a coach, he's basically saying with this paragraph here that he's not going to teach you how to squat correctly. He's just going to help inflate your ego so that you can add excessive weight to the barbell and only have to do a quarter of the range of motion and feel like you're winning. And you're on top of the world and your squat's super heavy. You can go to the gym and be like, bro, I squat 500 pounds for 2 reps today. It was insane. And they'll be like, oh, wow, really? Show me. And then you show and everyone's laughing at you because it's not 500-pound squat. Doing that depth doesn't count for anything aside from ego building. And then there was another one here, number 12. The greatest trick the devil ever played on the fitness industry was convincing everyone they needed to push their mobility boundaries, including the need to squat with deeper range of motion. And again, I don't understand why someone who claims to be a coach who works with athletes, why you would push a squat form that's gonna make you weak in certain ranges of motion. And I've talked about this a lot with many exercises, especially the compound lifts. Another big one I've talked about with this is the bench press. Back in the day, as personal trainers, we were taught to have people stop at 90 degrees with their elbows to bench in order to save the joints or whatever. That was like 10, 11 years ago. That's literally how we were taught to train the exercise. I even have some of my earlier videos teaching how to bench, stopping at 90 degrees. And then as fitness went on and we all learned more and got smarter and got better, we realized that like, well, actually, no, if you just worked on your mobility and you learned how to retract your shoulder blades and better your form, you're actually not going to put any stress in your shoulders. Because once you learn how to bench correctly, you can bring the bar all the way down to your chest. You can bring the dumbbells all the way down by your sides. And you're not going to have any pain in your shoulders because you've worked on mobility and you've corrected your form. The same thing with squats. If you're squatting heavy and things hurt and don't feel right, The answer isn't reduce the range of motion even more and add more weight. It's the exact opposite. The answer is take that weight off and work on your mobility and your flexibility in your hips, okay? Maybe your lower back, maybe your ankle mobility. Work on all those things and correct your form with lighter weight. I didn't always used to squat ass to grass, guys, all right? I used to hit just parallel. And sometimes I wouldn't even hit parallel. I would think I would hit parallel, but I probably wouldn't even get that low. And I probably was squatting, 365 to 400 pounds, barely hitting parallel before, and then I made the decision, you know what? If I can go ass to grass, I'm gonna get more glutes and quad activation out of my squats, and I'm not powerlifting, so there's no need for me to maximize how much weight I'm lifting, stopping at parallel. And he does talk about powerlifting in his little statement with his 12 reasons, and I can understand that point, right? If you're powerlifting and you're competing, there's no point in going ass to grass when you squat because you're not required to hit that depth in order to have a complete rep when you're competing. All you have to do is break parallel. But if you're not competing in powerlifting, the answer isn't reduce your range of motion even more, it's fix your form, increase your flexibility and mobility, and then also get stronger within that full range of motion. I don't ever want to be stuck in a situation in real life. Maybe I'm trapped under something, I don't know, or maybe something falls on me and I'm in the ass to grass position for a squat. And I don't want to be stuck in a position where my body has never felt that kind of load and I'm stuck and I can't get out of it. Maybe that might sound a little extreme, but I train for mobility and functionality. I don't train to just show how big my ego is in the gym. So when it comes to, and on top of that, just think about the benefits you'll be like, if right now you're having a hard time squatting ass to grass, and it's because you have some issues with your mobility and flexibility, don't you think that you would feel better overall if you address those issues so you could squat? That's the way I would think about it, right? I sit down a lot now when I'm doing my video editing.
Yeah. What video editing are you doing? I'm just kidding. Let's get back to the video. Sorry, I had to.
And my script creation and working on my website. And because now I sit a lot in front of the computer, I notice when I go to the gym and I have to deadlift and I have to squat, my hips hurt and I have to foam roll and I have to take the time to work on my mobility and flexibility, especially with my hips, more than I ever had to. And it's not just because I'm getting older, it's just because I'm sitting down more often and things are getting tight. So in my brain, it's like whenever I go to squat and I can't go as low as I need to and I have to really work on my hips and my ankles, to me that's like an indication of, oh, I should be working on this more often, not just in the days I'm trying to squat. Is it starting to make sense yet, right? If you want to live a long, healthy life and you want your body to take you, well into your 70s, 80s, maybe even 90s, and you want to still be able to sit down and stand up, you need to address mobility issues versus avoiding them and reducing your range of motion and increasing the weight you're lifting. But at least that's just my take on it. I would love to know your take on it. Comment down below. Do you think there's any truth to what Joel Seedman is saying and that science has proven it's better to squat the way he's trying to get you to squat? Or do you think that you should just sack up, stop trying to find excuses to reduce your range of motion so you look cool with 4 or 5 plates on the barbell and just fix your range of motion, fix your mobility, fix your flexibility, and squat the right way? Let me know down in the comment section below. Be sure to subscribe, tap that like button, and if you find anything Insta-Garbage worthy, make sure you shoot me a DM, ScottHermanFitness. I'll see you guys next time.